We can talk about the candidates for the Democratic Party, but I think we have to try and understand the policies of the Democratic Party and also the policies of the Republican Party. And when you have a look at the two kind of policies, with the Republicans, their idea is to, at the moment, is to raise the level of import taxes and use that money to fund tax cuts. The Democrats, on the other hand, want to borrow money in order to reflate the economy. Now, whether you look at the Democrats or whether you look at the Republicans, both of those policies, as far as an investor is concerned, are inflationary. They're going to be inflationary. But you raised a very good question during the break, which is, will they be able to implement those kind of policies? In other words, will the markets allow the Democrats to continue to borrow money? Because we know that, you know, the level of borrowing in America is already exceedingly high. Will the markets allow them to borrow money at a cheaper rate? And I think the answer is probably no. And
there's also this counter-argument to the inflationary point. There's a counter-argument that Trump, obviously, with his whole slogan of drill, baby, drill, looking at pushing local industries, would try to offset that inflationary spiral that may come in with higher tariffs. Right.
So you think that manufacturing in America is going to be cheaper than manufacturing outside? I mean, how is that going to happen? We know that wages outside, the production cost is a lot lower than in the United States. So how can that possibly be non-inflationary?
Bringing down gas prices, bringing down commodity prices, wouldn't that offset some of the inflation spiral?
Well, that would help, yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, when you take a look at energy prices, I mean, it is a big component. But the other thing is wages. I mean, we already see wages going up in America. So, I mean, that is going to be inflationary. My point is that inflation is not going to go away. So whilst we think that Jerome Powell may be able to cut interest rates once this year, maybe twice this year, and hope that he's got inflation, he's managed to put inflation to bed, I think inflation will come back. So from an investor's point of view, I keep on looking at companies that have pricing power and companies that are able to raise prices. But that is actually sort of reaching the limit now, because so many of these companies are saying they're finding it quite difficult now to pass on those price increases to consumers and trying to get away from it. We'll be getting some results this week, you know, from a couple of companies, Coca-Cola being one, and Unilever. They've been able to pass on their price increases, but I want to know, can they continue to do so?